Hello, I'm Mike Montague, and this is Who Moves You, the podcast about real estate and the real estate market in Ontario. The interesting thing about real estate prices, if you are locked in, that is, having bought a home or invested in one, two, or more additional properties, watching those year-over-year price increases, you can't help but feel, hey, I made a good financial choice here. These are the people who are earning as much or more than they are from their day-to-day jobs in home equity. And if it's a primary residence, it's tax-free income. Where else can you do that? Nowhere, really. The other side of that coin is it's getting tougher with time for anyone who does not own their own home to make that transition from renter to owner. If you're a young family starting out, some credit card debt, some school debt, it's tough to break into home ownership, especially if you're going it alone without the assistance from family. Anyone who has bought an average priced home or who bought an average priced home in around, say, 1985 in Barrie would have paid on average around $100,000 to $150,000 for their home. But their monthly mortgage payments could easily have been more than $2,000 a month because of the ridiculous interest rates that they would have been paying on their mortgage at that time. While home prices have doubled and doubled again in many cases from then until today, monthly carrying costs aren't much different today than they were 30 years ago. You factor in inflation, increasing income levels, and most significantly, the fact that a mortgage today can be had for about 3% or less interest compared with rates from 15 to 20% 25 to 35 years ago. The biggest barriers to home ownership today are, of course, the upfront costs. Obviously, a down payment at today's prices will put you back increasingly more on a home than, as prices have escalated, than it would have back in 1985 or even in 2015. Saving for that down payment while still carrying rent and monthly living expenses, it's a long, tough challenge. Nonetheless, many do save and borrow from family and do whatever it takes to make that transition from renter to owner each and every year. And they're doing it in growing numbers. If buying a home is a goal you are working towards, I have some tips I'd like to share with you that are applicable in any type of market. And be it your first, second, third, or third home, as long as you're in the buyer's seat. I'll go over some of these, and I will also go over some tips that you don't most definitely want to know to come out on top in the kind of market we are seeing ourselves in right now. Putting these bits of wisdoms to practice is going to mean the difference between failure and finding yourself the successful bidder on a home in 2021. At the moment, homes are listing and selling before many even learn they are for sale. This is the market we have been in for close to a year now, and all indications are this is not about to change anytime soon. Speed matters if you're looking for a home to purchase in 2021. When a home that meets your criteria comes onto the market, you need to know about it immediately. I mean, right away. And you have to act fast to determine if it is worth investigating and potentially bid worthy. And you need to be in a position and in the mindset to register an offer as soon as you determine that that home checks all the right boxes for you. If you hesitate, kiss it goodbye. Along with mental preparations, you need to have the right tech tools working for you. One of the most popular tools for learning of new listings right now is the one you have on your phone, likely in all likelihood, or on your computer, and that's Realtor.ca. It's where most of us begin our home searching. If it is listed with a realtor anywhere across Canada and anywhere across Canada, well, then you're going to find it there. But Realtor.ca alone isn't going to get you to the finish line. The downside for this site is it lacks automated features. What you absolutely need is a realtor with the database tools that they can share with you that will automatically search and flag listings 24/7 for you and send those new listings that meet with your criteria to you in an email the moment they come onto the market. And when you hit your inbox, or when they hit your inbox, if they pique your interest, you must respond to your realtor right away and get them to set up a showing for you at the earliest opportunity. Calling your agent Wednesday to book a showing for Saturday is not going to get you in the door if it's a properly priced home. It will most likely be sold by the weekend. Your agent will need to act fast for you as well. Request that your realtor send you recent sales and active listing comparables to homes that you want to view, and specify that you want to see these comparables before you even view the homes, not afterwards. You need to have your list of questions on a property of interest ready and get your agent on the case finding those answers ASAP. How long have the current owners been in that home? Are there any red flags to concern yourself with about the street or the neighborhood, the traffic, crime, proposed developments in the area, etc.? You want to find all that out before you even go into the house. Get your agent onto that right away. They need to be working fast for you. You must establish yourself with a mortgage lender before you even set out to view properties. That is important. Know your borrowing limits. Be prepared and ready to do up a mortgage application on a home the moment your offer is conditionally accepted, and keep your conditional periods to 3 to 5 days. It's much better to be asking for an extension than it is to be going in with an offer with a long, irrevocable period when you're up against other offers on the same property. You can always ask to extend, but shorter is more attractive to the seller. Or better still, find out if your lender or find out from your lender if you're in a position where you could put in an offer without financial conditions. Doing so will lend weight to an offer that is in competition with others, but you must know for certain that financing is going to be there on closing day. Don't assume. Always verify in writing with your mortgage broker or lender before waiving or opting for no financial conditions on an offer to purchase. Some standard things you want to look for when viewing a property are any indications of basement leaks or higher than normal moisture levels. Your eyes and your nose are your best tools for this, and you'll learn further when you do a home inspection on the property after putting an offer in. The quality of upgrades and repairs. Have a look to see, have these repairs been done professionally, or is this a do-it-yourselfers type of project with a lot of MacGyver things? Those type of homes, if you can see those kind of things on the surface, you have no idea what is actually hiding behind the surface too. Age of the windows, the roofing shingles, the heating and air systems. Are immediate changes or changes in the next few years going to be needed? These are costs you're going to have to part with if these things need to be done. Determine if those things, if needed to be done, have been factored into the price being asked. Look up, check the ceilings for water stains. That's always a telltale sign of issues, maybe with plumbing, but more likely with leaky roofs. Trees, are they in good or bad shape? Taking down a 100-year-old tree can cost you a few $1,000s, and certainly you don't want a tree falling on yours or your neighbor's home and leaving you liable for that. Grade of property, does it slope away from the house? You want to know that the water goes away from the house rather than pooling around the foundation. A lot of older homes do settle and the foundation does shift. It's not a deal breaker necessarily. It may indicate that there's issues currently with that basement. If the basement still checks out dry and sound, then you can always reslope the grade away from the house on a house you purchase. Check the neighborhood. Pull up Google Maps and look to see what's within walking distance. Schools, parks, walking trails, restaurants, convenience stores. A great feature of Google Maps is Google Street View, where you can take a virtual walk around any neighborhood, checking out the caliber of homes in the area and getting a realistic feel for what the neighborhood is like before you ever drive down the street. The best piece of advice I can give you for today's market is this. Whatever your high price point is for buying a home, consider searching at least $20,000 to $30,000 below that mark. Many homes are going to go into bidding wars and receive multiple offers. If you find yourself listed at close to your top, or if you find a listed home listed at close to your top price, you leave yourself no room to go up in a multiple offer scenario. Sellers are intentionally listing at or below what they know they will likely get. Oftentimes, they're doing this deliberately to provoke that bidding war in this market. If you want a new home in 2021, be prepared to be going into competition for it. If you decide to wait it out until the market calms down, you need to know that it will be a while before it does, if it does at all in 2021, and be prepared to pay more in 6 months to a year from now than you'll pay today, and possibly at higher mortgage rates than the all-time low that they're at now. Once you are ready, set yourself up with a seasoned realtor who knows the local market and, more importantly, knows how to navigate the kind of market conditions we have right now. And when you have done all that, get home hunting. I invite you to give me a call to help you get started. I'm never too busy for your business or for your referrals. You can call me or text me at 705-718-6119, or you can email me at mike@gimmeshelter.ca. Click on the subscribe link to listen for future shows or listen to past episodes, and check back next week as I talk to home sellers about what you can do to position your home for the best return in 2021. I'm Mike Montague with RE/MAX Crosstown Realty. Who moves you?